Mr. and Mrs. Hanford, teachers and staff, parents and guests, and fellow graduates of the class of 2015, good evening. It is truly an honor and sincere pleasure to represent our class on the day of our convocation. Merci de m'avoir confié l'immense honneur de servir comme head prefect cette année. J'aimerais prendre cette opportunité pour remercier tous ceux qui ont contribué à notre développement à Selwyn House. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those who have helped shape us into who we are today over the course of our years at Selwyn House. I also hope to convey one of my most cherished lessons. The class of 2015 was born 12 years ago when a small group of us started kindergarten here. Many of us can vividly recall our parents nervously dropping us off in the East Yard on that very first day. From this score, our class gradually grew over the following years. Although these earlier years may not seem to have been of critical importance to some, the reality is that from honing our athletic skills to burning the midnight oil during annual preparations for the science fair, Mrs. Funamoto and the elementary school faculty imparted to us an outstanding foundation on which to build our future education. We soon embarked on the adventure of middle school, at which point our grade almost doubled in size. Between struggling to finish history inquiries and attending awkward dances, we still found time to create new friendships and to strengthen existing ones. Ms. Manning and the middle school faculty played a crucial role during this pivotal time in our lives. Finally came senior school, when we experienced a dramatic increase in both our freedom and responsibility. Suddenly, we had to start worrying about being clean-shaven, balancing homework and social life, choosing a date for grad, completing applications for post-secondary studies, and, of course, ministry exams. We gradually matured into the leaders of the student body. Mr. Downey and the senior school faculty were instrumental in cementing our high school education, for which we are eternally grateful. Lorsque je suis arrivé à Selwyn House, je ne parlais pas un mot de français. Maintenant, je suis bilingue grâce au programme de français exceptionnel de notre école. À Selwyn House, les enseignants de français nous exposent à la culture québécoise afin d'enrichir nos connaissances. Mille merci à vous tous. I would also like to thank Mr. Morrich and the athletic department for enriching our experience and leadership development at Selwyn House by providing us the opportunity to compete on a wide variety of sports teams while also passing on a deep appreciation for healthy rivalry with a certain recently co-ed school. Special thanks to the board of directors, the Old Boys Association, and the donors and supporters of Selwyn House. A significant portion of us have benefited from financial aid while at Selwyn House, whether to partake in one of the numerous March break trips or to cover tuition. I, for one, have had an entrance scholarship sponsored by the Old Boys Association since grade 7, for which I am very thankful. Without their efforts, our time here would have been nowhere near as great. Finally, I would like to thank all our parents, relatives, and friends for their undying support. Certains d'entre vous, mes camarades de 11e année, vous vous rappelez peut-être que je vous ai encouragé à faire tout ce que vous pouvez afin de profiter de votre dernière année à Selwyn House lorsque j'ai parlé à l'assemblée plénière de l'école en septembre. Maintenant, nous sommes à la fin de l'année scolaire et nous devrions tout être fiers du fait que presque tout le monde dans notre classe s'est impliqué profondément dans notre communauté dans une forme ou une autre. Whether organizing projects like Giancarlo and Ambar's Coffee House or the GSA's Diversity Week, helping to run events such as the Terry Fox Run, participating in Pearson Ewan's peer mentorship program, working with Mr. Paletti in the Learn to Skate program, serving as a big brother, or volunteering at the Duke of Edinburgh's inaugural Gold and Silver Gala, we all got involved in student life and undoubtedly as a class have had a positive influence on those around us. Allow me to use the Big Brother program, spearheaded by Ms. Schulman, to illustrate this. I had the opportunity of participating as a little brother while in kindergarten. Now, to be honest, I do not remember a single thing my big brother told me. I do not remember what we did together, and quite frankly, I can't even remember his name. But what I do remember is how he made me feel every Thursday afternoon when he climbed the Madame Gervais staircase to the KA classroom and called my name. I was extremely excited every Thursday because I knew I would get to spend time with a Selwyn role model who always left me feeling happy. Thinking back, I believe that my big brother helped to inspire me to one day be a role model for our student body. Simply said, he made me feel good because he was very kind. Those of us in Mr. Greer's chemistry and physics classes have likely heard him say that kindness is more important than happiness. The truth is, we have a remarkable capacity to have a positive influence on those around us simply by being kind. And this can, in turn, lead to happiness. I think it would be very wise for us to all remember Mr. Greer's words. As Albert Einstein once said, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. I'm sure that we can all agree that there is something very special about being a Selwyn House Griffin that is difficult to describe in words. I like to think of it as a unique form of brotherhood. For boys, school spirit is sometimes hard to define. Is it the person who screams the loudest during school assemblies? Is it the guy that covers himself in so much green that he can camouflage himself in a forest? Or is it the student that carefully listens to others and quietly helps improve the school from behind the scenes? Whatever your definition may be, school spirit thrived at Selwyn this past year. Although next year we'll be scattered across CEGEPs, prep schools, and grade 12 pre-university programs, there's no reason to feel sad. The pain of parting cannot compare to the joy of meeting again. Some of us will be friends for life. And while others will not, at least we had the chance to spend several great years together through both challenges and incredible opportunities. Truly great friends are hard to find, difficult to leave behind, and impossible to forget. The bonds we formed at Selwyn House will never dissipate. Although we still have much growing and learning to do as young men, Selwyn House has given us a phenomenal academic, athletic, and artistic foundation. Selwyn has also splendidly supported our social and emotional development in a climate of inclusivity and respect for diversity. Let us never forget the lessons we learned here. Thanks to the positive partnership of Selwyn House and our parents, we are well prepared to embark on the next step. Always remember, as Will Rogers said, even if you are on the right path, you'll get run over if you just sit there. And, as Einstein once said, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you have to keep moving. Congratulations, class of 2015. I salute you.